Hello, this is Jason. Today I will be doing problem number 46 on page 206, which is chapter 3, section 5. This time I will be doing it on Word, I guess. I'm going to try some new things out. And for stuff like square root, I'll just put square root like this. Alright, so the problem itself is what is limit as x approaches negative infinity. Let's just call that negative infinity right there. Of x over 2 plus the square root of 1/4 x squared. You know what? 1/4? Oh, come on. Whatever, man. X squared plus x. Now then, okay, now then, this is supposed to be a problem where you consider the denominator to be 1 and you have to rationalize the top. Now, what do you do to rationalize the top? You multiply this entire part by this amount, which is x over 2 minus the square root of 1/4 x squared plus x divided by itself. Or the minus part itself, that is. Now then, after that, you will get something like this. X squared over 4 minus x squared over 4, since 1/4 x squared is x squared over 4, plus x. And this entire thing is all over x over 2 minus the square root of 1/4 x. Oh, it worked! My lord. Thank you. So basically, oh, magic. Magic keyboard is awesome. X squared plus x. Nope. Plus x. Now then, what you're supposed to get here is negative x over x squared. Oh, sorry, no, I meant x over 2 minus the square root of 1/4 x squared plus x. And of course, limit as x approaches infinity is in all these is just too lazy, and also copy and paste is a god-tier function. And thus, this is what you're supposed to do over here. Now then, what is this equal to? It is equal to the limit as x approaches negative infinity of, oh wait, no, that's not yet. That's not what you're supposed to do yet. I'm getting out of myself. Now then, we're supposed to multiply this function over here, by the highest power in the denominator. And since if you look at square root of 1/4 x squared, you'll see that the highest power is 1, or x. So you multiply the top and the bottom by 1 over x. Now then, it's not that simple though, because the issue is that the square root of 1/4 x squared plus x is not really multipliable by 1 over x. So what do you multiply by? You multiply by 1 over negative the square root of x squared. Now then, you might be wondering why it's negative. Well, the important thing here to note is that x approaches negative infinity, and you know that the square root of a square, which the square is always positive, is always positive. And so you have to make that negative in order to account for that negative infinity. Now then, when you account for that negative infinity, and you multiply the top and the bottom by 1 over x over 1 over x, and of course, 1 over negative square root of x squared is supposedly over 1 over x. I mean, it's supposed to be equal to 1 over x. You will get something like negative 1 over 1/2. Since x over 2 times 1 over x is 1/2, minus, now then you use this for this only, and put the negative sign here, and you combine it with the subtract in order to change this to a plus. And of course, within the square root, that would be square root of 1/4. 1/4, that's all, plus 1/4. Of course, the limit is always there, and copy paste that to be convenient here. I'll just copy paste that to be convenient, and then so. Oh, well, that was not cool. That was not cool right here. You don't just why did I do that? Whatever. And finally, you get, by distributing the limit as x approaches negative infinity into the numerator and the denominator, limit as x approaches infinity of -1 is, well, -1. And the denominator, limit as x approaches infinity of 1/2 is 1/2. And the limit, parentheses, there we go. Limit as x approaches infinity of square root of 1/4 plus 1 over x. Now, this is where you use a property that is known as the awesome property, and basically you can take the square root of 1/4 plus 0. Now, the awesome property, what did I do here? Well, the thing is, when you're taking a limit, any type of limit, and it's limit of, for example, f of x to the nth power, then that would be also equal to limit as x approaches whatever number of f of x, this entire thing in parentheses, to the nth power. Now, it just so happens that the nth power here happens to be 1/2, since that's square root, 1/2 power. And then so we just take the square root of limit as x approaches infinity of what is inside 1/4 plus 1 over x. Now then, the limit as x approaches infinity of 1/4 is 1/4. And the limit as x approaches infinity of 1 over x is 0. That's one of our properties. A over x to the r is, as limit as x approaches negative infinity, is always equal to 0 as long as it's reasonable in the denominator. Anyway, so what you're supposed to get here is -1 over 1/2 plus 1/2, since that's the square root of 1/4 right there. And that will give you -1 over 1, which is equal to -1. Now, that is the value that you will obtain as x approaches negative infinity of this original function, x over 2, plus the square root of 1/4 x squared plus x. And of course, if I type in my calculator, which I did, you will find that as you go to the left, it approaches a horizontal asymptote of y equals -1, therefore confirming that my result is correct. Not that I needed to check it, because I knew it was correct. Anyways, that is it for my presentation of how to do that problem. And this is probably my second attempt or so, because something happened and I want to talk about it. And thanks.